Okay. Good morning and welcome to Mo Knows featuring me, Monica Mo Justice. Ooh. Today I'm feeling like a lippy. Ooh, isn't that? I haven't felt like a lippy in a long time. Now, do I feel like a lippy and then do I feel like putting on? It's too darn hot to put on foundation. Even though foundation will protect you from the elements. Oh, I'm gonna go get a lippy. Cause I don't think I have any lippy down here. Cause I haven't put on makeup down here in a minute. So I'm gonna put you people on pause. But let me see how this is panning out. Pause. But let me see how this is panning out. Okay. I'm a stop while I'm ahead. Where y'all dumb hoes at today? I put on something, but this is not what I was. This is not what I'm looking for, which means that it is down here. It means that it's down here. Sure. Okay. Just making sure. All right. Anyways, I heard the most stupidest thing yesterday. That I, you know, a YouTube shuffle. And I was trying to figure out why would somebody call something a shuffle? Right? Do you know what a shuffle is? A shuffle is like when you don't even pick up your feet. Like it be the sounding, trying to sound intelligent when you too damn stupid for me. It just be on that level for me. I just be like, yo, where does this end? Anyway, if you know anything about a shuffle, um, you know, that dance step is slow and it's a drag. Now, I could see that being used to describe some of the assaults that go on around here, where that might be considered a YouTube shuffle when they go in your business and they're about to separate from you and they start dragging you the way in which they do around here. So, where's around here? For those of you who don't know, today's commentary is going to be it's satire, and the potential theory discussed may explain the day-to-day activities that occur in a virtual community referred to as the J4K cemetery. And it's based on most personal experience in this virtual social space called YouTube. So for those of you that don't know, let me just because I know my audience is continuing to grow because I'm actually sharing myself out in other formats. And this commentary right now is focused on what became a socializing on YouTube in 2017. And in that in that realm that I was in at that time, they followed a case called the Kenneka Jenkins case. And it was the first time that YouTube had opened up the ability to go live stream instead of uploading videos. So a community evolved out of that of people of all dimensions, but a diverse community evolved from that case. And folks were enlightened by the justice system, the injustice system, however you want to look at it. But out of it birthed a small community of people who refer to themselves as J4Kers, right? As the years have gone by, you have people denouncing other people's status in that world. You have people who have defected and recently omitted that they returned in a new format. So it's a ever changing environment. There's nothing consistent with it. The only thing that is consistent is that there was a death of a person in a freezer. And social media went crazy trying to cover it. And this commentary is what's left of those relationships that were formulated online. Point blank. And that's where it is. So recently, as recent as yesterday, I took a moment to look through some video footages. I can't follow all of this in real time because I'm preoccupied with other things. Nor do I believe that any of the stuff that I'm watching now from grown folks is entertaining. So when people say, uh, I come up here and I'm watching this because it's entertainment, I cannot find the entertainment factor in it. Um, I'm gonna have to ask people in my real day to day, what do they call sitcoms and videos of that nature when they watch them? Because I think that this is what this has become. It's a reality show based on immortal beings, people that have immortal, meaning the everything around here surrounds dead. The folks that were left, or the folks that are remaining and claiming this component, they practice rituals that feature death as the underlining as their underlining host. They will either look at your dead loved ones and make videos and contents and try to content around it to try to ridicule you. They wish death upon each other. We got one chick that just popped out of the cement, like you know how they say the rolls between the concrete. Well, she popped through the concrete. She popped out like a daisy. Talking about she a dead girl. You understand? They own these classifications and negative connotations associated with themselves, and they wear them with pride and honor. It's at some point it's just disgusting. At other points in the journey, or when you reach other destinations on this, you'll just be like, are these people serious? But it is. It is what it is. Now you got defection, you got people who left. So Bam left and went to other platforms and was building. You got folks explaining how, and this would be UP, trying to explain how the communities merged because they came together for a common cause, which was anti-bullying, but the whole community just bullies each other, including her. Um, so it's like you don't know what's up, and what seems to be up can always fall down. You got people who impersonate other people. They think that they see something that's rewarding in one aspect, and they try to duplicate it, mimic it. That's how you got the no trademark chick. And I'm being cute today. You got called a chick. The no trademark chick, which is Nicole's. So we went from different variations in the short time span that I've become aware of her account. From February, she's went from Nicole's perspective TM, which she stole from somebody else, and she went back down to Nicole's perspective, doing something with the wee hours. Now she's the wee hours podcast, um, affectionately called by Myron Weeze. Crazy around here. Um, the bottom line is, it's not a shuffle. It's nothing more than an argument. It's a brawl where everyone has just jumped in, got in the middle of it, and has started swinging. That's all this is. One big brawl with people opening up their panels and their platform to get into the brawl. Simple. Simple. At this point, it might be one big fight, but it's definitely a brawl. I don't know what people win at the end of the day. It's the same subscribers. You folks are under the belief that these are new people here. No one's new. These are the same people that when they started the live environment, that understand the live environment. These are the same people. This is why they can come back, watch this stuff, and not be lost, because they have watched many of you in your different iterations of yourself. There's no new subscribers here. You guys have effectively bought in. If UP thought she had a different audience, you have now connected with UP's audience. You have connected with Local Libra's audience. You have connected with the audience that Joy, and Joy might be ground zero for this, as she says, because she's the one who ventured out of the community and went to see these other environments. And there were headhunters such as John Frank and Gears, who went following behind Joy. And they took, what do you call that? They took the time to integrate into these different platforms that Joy visited. And this is the end result. The other day, I called Joy the queen bee. Go look up the story of the bee. The bee, the queen bee, is the one who travels and settles somewhere. And then the rest of the bees come and they build the colony around it. Same thing happened here. The issues at play are going to be the same issues, period. I could do a video on the arguments today that are going on in those different environments. And guess what? They will be the same arguments that we heard before. There's no new argument there. So to sit here and try to go through, she said this, she said that, she did this, she did that, it's just a waste of time. It's the same argument. Same plot. This one had a terrible script writer in the beginning, and I think it's because the professional script writers went on strike, so they couldn't go and dig into, because these are nothing but thieves around here. They cap everything. They couldn't go into a show and watch something implode over there, steal it, and then try to make a storyline over here to go with it. These relationships that are born here are the craziest ones that you ever did meet. These people are like family, and this is one big family feud that has turned into a brawl. Period. Period. Is no other way to describe. It's no other way to describe it. Before we got into the month of July, I put out a poll on my community wall, and I asked a simple question. What did y'all think the content, what would be the first of the month content? And overwhelmingly 90 people responded. 90 accounts voted. Thank you very much. More than 90 accounts voted, I think. And to that end, they wanted to see the continuation or the finalization of the storyline between Faith and Company versus Bam's collectives. And I said, those are Bam's new friends. And they definitely got, the audience got what they wanted. Overwhelmingly, they received what they wanted. And this is what's playing itself out. You've got the platform over there. The collectives ain't collecting no more. They actually are collecting. They're collecting dust at this time. She done turned it into a whole dust production. Boogie Down Productions. She done turned it into a whole dust production. These are my notes from yesterday's videos that I watched while I was at work. I could not, I did not take my book. So today I'm going to have to sit on the train and go through these that wasn't one. Yeah, I was down to writing stuff. So let me see. This is my and I put in the little corners, the little top of the corners, NP. So who's that? Nicole's perspective. This is my notes on her. This is my JJ notes. Oh, I guess y'all forgot notes. And this is all coming out of this one video that I watched of UP's. There's something interesting that I hear her mention all the time, which is building timelines on some of this stuff and putting stuff together. She should build a timeline. She should try to figure out where this began. Period. Her nice narrative, and good morning to the person in the chat. Her nice narrative that this all started because they wanted to come together for peace. That is just a way to lure you in. Said the spider to the fly. Go back to my video where I read you the spider to the fly. It's very, it matches everything you see here. In order for the spider to win, it has to lure in the fly with whatever kind of sweetness it can. And that's what you see out of the UP account. She tries to lure in the folks with her sweetness. There's a method to that, and I agree with Nicole's perspective that her kindness or the way that she conducts herself in the adjustment of her voice is all to entice you. And I've seen new people come around to become enticed. But do not be fooled. All that person wants to do is to drag you into her den. And remember what it said. To never be seen again. That's basically what's happening when you go into that world over there. People find her, or what I see in the chat as the description of her from the people that follow her, they believe that she is the facts, which I find that to be very interesting because she works off of let me walk y'all through some. There's a few different sets of groups of people here. And she is coming out to be the one that focuses on the facts as told by her. That's why you need to go and build your own timelines when you're dealing with her. The other group of folks talk about the truth. And you have a blending of the two constructs, the two concepts. What is the truth versus what is facts? And they don't always line up because a lot of things are somebody's truth, but it may not be a fact. It's how a person interpreted something and turned it into their fact, which became their truth. Versus the actual truth. So she focuses her commentary on, I'm sharing you the facts. She said something very interesting. The other day she came in my room and she called me a liar. And I don't believe I lied about anything because this is Monica's platform over here and I tell it how I see it. And if you don't like the way your character shows up in my storyline, you need to change the way your character acts and then I may change how I see your character. It's that simple. So she came in here and told me I was lying. So when I listened to her yesterday, she defines lying for her. And it's anyone who doesn't tell the story like she told it. Any deviation from how she tells it, it's a lie. Now, yeah. So more to come on that, because I do have to explore what she said I lied about. As she entered the room, I just didn't have time to go back to it, because as I recall it, I was telling it as I saw it. The way I do things is everything that impacts me matters, but not everything on this YouTube street matters. And I hope that makes sense to people. The things that impact me matter. The things that impact me matter. The things that don't impact me may not be that important to me, which is why I'm not giving you a play-by-play on what's going on around the different content creators, because some of that stuff just doesn't matter to me. It's not relevant to me. And the simple reason why it's not relevant is all of those people engage in bullying. And I made it very clear, all of those people. I get so pissed off when I hear somebody say, we all have done dirt. No, they all have done dirt. Period. To each other. They do that to each other. I'm not lumping myself in that category whatsoever. Period. And I know a lot of people who haven't engaged in that behavior that's been here. But they get up there on a platform and they want you to believe that everybody is just like them. No, everybody is not like y'all. You guys are you guys. Good morning, Boogie. You guys are you guys. Y'all been doing this forever and a day. Forever and a day. I have never. There's a young lady came in my room the other day. Admittedly, she talks about how she responded. She explains her response to people and what she engaged in. I've come to the conclusion she was the final straw for me. This is nothing but a quasi at that, beef community, who I told you guys many seasons ago to stay out of those environments. You're not ready for those spaces. Simple. You're not ready for those. Those are gang-like environments. Y'all are pussies. I'm so sorry to just define it as I see it. Y'all not ready for that. Y'all can't fight over there. Your level of bullying has just come to its last. It's hanging on shoestrings. And just as I suspected, once this community settled in on other communities, the other places cannot grow any longer. We will be stuck with the UPs and the rest of the channels. And right now, I know we're going to get stuck with the UP. And the rest of the channels, if people don't turn away quickly. The ones that didn't even touch on here and keep it moving in whatever they doing, they seem to be doing well. But if anybody gets stuck in here, welcome to the den. You're going to get stuck here forever and you're just going to be dormant. You're just going to be dormant. Period. That is what's going to happen. And I can see it. I can see it. You got one person crying in the wee hours of the morning now, right? After she was up here boasting and bragging, Leo brag. You gotta love the Leo brag though. I'm the most wonderful person out here. I'm building. I'm this. I'm that. I'm this. Was reduced to tears. and 50 people left me. 50 and my cash apps are drying up. Yo, when somebody told me that she said her cash apps was drying up, and then she started to name the people who were building her cash apps, I was like, woo-hoo. You were being funded by the cemetery? Know your source. What do you think big companies, right? They get to know their investor before they go as an IP, before they go public. They get their stakeholders and they build up their organization from their private donations and funds. When you look at the source of her funds as reported by somebody else to me, they were all cemeterians. She wants to sit up here and talk about big channels, 6,000 plus subscribers. No, excuse me. It was 6 figures. Channels that are 6 figures are backing her up. I've seen some of these big channel creators come out and support some of you folks. And when they've come out, they've tried to drop some jewels in your lap about success. And I've watched y'all just continue to bypass their free advice because you knew it all. There's no way that 6-figure channels are supporting you at this stage doing these things. There's no way. That's why they are silent supporters at this point. Because they can't afford to have their brand associated with your brand. So to continue to keep coming out here like you're throwing some dirt in folks' face. Oh, big channels support me, yada, yada, yada. If they is not doing it openly, girl, welcome to the side-ho event. Because that's what your channel is. Side-hoing to them. It's someplace they go maybe to get their rocks off. In the words of Big Shirley, she was like, I didn't get my rocks off. I didn't get my chance to go in. See what happens when people's addictions come to life and they try to transition their addictions to narcotics to substitute it for an addiction to this YouTube, this platform. I know that sometimes my conversation goes over folks' head. But those of you who are thinking beings and not followers, those people who engage in critical thinking, they can follow along with my sophisticated conversation. Because they're not being led here to any one purpose. You've got people engaging in predictive programming. You've got people saying, come on, y'all, put it together. Bye. If that ain't Chucky style, I don't even know what the hell else. And if you ain't ever seen Chucky, I don't know what to tell you either. Like, it's just like it's having the doll right in front of you. Good luck with that. Good luck with what y'all watching. I hope that this is keeping your summer thing. I am on my I'm on my listening tour. I'm doing the things that I wanted to do to make my channel what I see as its greatness in the days to come. So I'm still doing some things. I'm getting ready for my vacation. Um I'm just doing things that I would think normal people would be doing in the midst of all this chaos, all this slow dragging that's going on around here as y'all shuffling through. But it's not when I listened to John Frank describe it, I was like, that sounds stupid. Y'all need to stop having John Frank be your ambassador of anything. Like, you know, product brand ambassadors should be educated in what they're gonna speak on. And he sound like an ignoramus. I'm gonna give it that it probably means something totally more than what he said. But his rendition of it, it's disgusting. It was just disgusting, especially knowing that he is the co-constructor of a lot of the issues that are out here. To now, someone read a post to me that Local Libra wrote against Gears. Misogyny. A terminology that, thanks to Nicole's perspective, I had not put a word on his behavior. I could not define it until that moment she told him off about his presence and what he brought to the table. And it's been eye-opening since. And I saw it in its perfect day when he did the thing between Karen and LTG on that platform that day. Him and John Frank for $7.52. It definitely changed my thoughts. Was it $7.27? It was $7. Or was it $5.72? Ooh, I gotta play a whole combination of that numbers. The bottom line, they ran two women who do not get along. They pit them against each other on a platform. And at that moment, one of them, which would be LTG, she said she wouldn't appear on other platforms without being paid first. So I need to know how much I've been giving her to go around here. But more importantly, you had two women that definitely have a problem with each other from the start, right? It's never going to be forgiven. Sit up there and battle for no purpose whatsoever, for their own gratification, for the entertainment of Gears and John Frank. And I pointed that out immediately to Karen. And I came here and I said it on my platform to both women openly, because it was a turning point for me in watching how they manipulate folks. So whoever came up, I think it was UP with the video that had all of the title was like manipulation and all the different things that occur here in this environment, I would have to agree, yes, that's what happens here. And there are distinct people who carry those deeds out. Somewhere, someplace, people need to study the behaviors of the individuals here. This social experiment is real. And it, it may one day really come to a bigger head. Somebody else might stumble upon this and see these interactions and really want to study what happened here. It's sad. It is truly sad. I hope folks get it together for them. I hope folks get it together for themselves. And that's it. I just wanna. I wanted to send a message to Michi, but I want to also just stay free and clear of some of this stuff. And I don't want to. I don't want to get engrossed more than what I'm in. I'm definitely feeling like I need to be the woman that I am. Um, just be careful out here. These people crave confusion. And I've seen it already. I could see it around me, and I even seen it come to visit me on my platform. I seen it follow me around. Hey, Sheed, what's up? I always like when I have the folks around me. Um, that's about it. I need to reach out to Underrated Darkness. So if you see this, because I need to go back into the cocoon of the places I'm most comfortable being, and they're not here in the cemetery. They're outside this. They're outside the cemetery. I need to quench my thoughts with intellectual engagement. People that want to have discussions that are thought provoking, not discussions that are the provoking part is attacks. I need to get back in tuned with folks that are doing those type of things. There's too much out here to explore, that the degradation and breaking down of people that look like me, black and brown people, is not my waking up point. I recently had a gentleman ask me, like, what is your podcast about? And I was just like, boy, bye. I'm tired of doing that. I'm tired of saying, you'll never understand. Because I'm doing a narrative of a group of people. I'm studying, I'm speaking on a dispute between channels that can't get nowhere. All they do is fight each other. Period. When's the last time any platform here had a conversation about something tangible? Something that wasn't about anybody. The situation with the breakup with Joy and Trey, and the subsequent, listen to the words I said, subsequent turmoil in the relationship of Rashid and Anaya Dalaya could have made for excellent conversations about relationships across the board. Dating in the social space. Is it safe for you to do that? What's the outcomes? What's the pros and cons? What was different between dating online and dating on the internet? And, was there any difference? What made it the same as dating in your real life with folks? There could have been a whole gamut of conversation about that, right? Instead, you have people try to break up somebody else's relationship with this chick named Jade, who incidentally, that seemed to be some made up fictitious thing. I don't even know where that ended, how that began, any of those things, right? Because a group of people here decided to again attack somebody on here internally instead of having broader conversations. Married couples could have came up here and hosted panels talking about how difficult it is in this climate to stay married, the temptations there are to cheat. What happens when a woman and a man are no longer connecting, and then someone speaks sweet nothings in your text messages? You understand that you want to suck a man's penis until it makes you choke, when you got a whole man penis that's probably going down your mouth every day and it ain't got you gagging. Like, there could have been, which incidentally doesn't mean you had to speak on their relationship, but you could have spoke on relationships as a whole based out of their you could have had conversations that came out of their situation without taking out their situation, because it's already in turmoil, right? It was so many missed discussions. Looking at that platform 227, I looked at it and I was like, that's going to be a wonderful opportunity to really sit around as a community, and community of women, just talking about what they saw in the neighborhood, right? Or that's what it sounded like they did at first, and then they started having fun and singing and whatever things you do in the neighborhood when you're just sitting out on the block. Like, that was like bringing back memories for those of you who lived in those type of situations. It may have sound like, oh, I remember growing up in an urban environment where that's what we did, right? So it was an opportunity. I said what I said about the Brewster Place situation. Could have been, I don't know what anybody's vision of their channel was, and my thoughts wasn't to change anybody's direction. I only expressed what I would envision based on what the sitcom was really based, what the sitcom originated from. So like the Brewster Place was filled with anti-men slogan, women who were brought down. So I was expecting and being very cautious with people not to tell your personal experiences, but to elaborate on personal things. So for instance, I came out here and I expressed being once being a victim of domestic violence and its impact, right? Could have been a wonderful discussion going forward, more intensified. But people immediately, and this is not a new story. This not no new anything I put out here. But you had somebody actually come out here and be like, oh, the woman with bodyguards had the nerve to be abused? Make that make sense. That's what the person said. I can make it make sense in a lot of ways. Why are you listening to something that you obviously don't want to, you obviously want to take an axe to it instead of really taking it apart and saying, oh yeah, this is a survival story. This is a story of survival. In any event, and that's like, and that's a prime example of going into my life story and mixing up, conflating times, period of time. One thing had nothing to do with the other, but there it is. It's just, it infuriates me when I think about how and why people don't have other content here. It's because folks want to pull other people down, period. Instead of coming, it's too painful and it's too hard to create your own content. that you have to listen to somebody else's content and then find ways to make a mockery out of their experience. Shame. It's a shame. And I look at other places and I look at other videos day to day. When I hear people talk about their cancer journeys. We have people here with cancer journeys. They can't even tell it. Y'all want to make fun of how they look. Other places are not doing that. They're not doing that to their cancer survivors. They're people going through it. I watch YouTube channels of people who are in wheelchairs and they're confined to their wheelchairs their day to day. I watch YouTube channels on here where people clean their house. They be having filthy ass houses and they clean their house on the live, right? They go through there cleaning their house. Man, imagine doing that in this setting over here. So I look at things not just be like, why is it so weird over here? It's weird over here because y'all hate each other. You're around each other because you hate one another. All these people that say, and this is Christian-like theories for me. All these people that be like, oh, I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian. At the end of the day, y'all hate each other. I'm going to end on this note. I give people a short period of time to show me who they are before I believe them. I can tell you if you're broke, if you're struggling, just by how you procrastinate. I'm guilty of it in one aspect myself, but I definitely can identify it in other people as well. And that says a lot. It lets me know where I need to waste my time at and what I need to waste my energies in. Stop letting people slow drag you on this internet. Stop letting people drag you into their infinity of nothing. Encourage folks to do their best. Bring out their best efforts. Support those platforms that are at least trying to keep it real with you on their own journey. Myron can't really show you his because he's got to keep the audience there, show you the downfalls around him. While he's taking down and analyzing all the bad things going on around here, he may be having beautiful things going on in his life that he can't openly share those because of the critics here. But what a pity, because I'm sure there's somebody somewhere going through what he's been through and they can't get the benefit of his experience because he can't share it. But there are other YouTube channels on here where somebody can walk you through their addiction, and it'll be some severe addiction. It won't be no alcohol. It'll be some severe addiction, even like their withdrawals. Like I've seen some stuff on here. Them going through withdrawals, rehabs, whatever. I've never really seen a success story, right? Because I can't really follow beyond some of the highs, but they're there. You ain't seen it, Monica. How you know it's there? I've watched their channel. Like I've looked through channels to see where they are today, see how they came up in the struggle and stuff like that. I can't relate to drug usage. So I can't pity it to watch it grow. Alcoholism, I probably can relate to. I had a friend who I felt I didn't help enough through that storm. So watching Myron's story, to me, it's important. Looking at some of the women around me, I agree with folks when they start telling women out here, y'all need to stay off the bottle. And I am going to reinstate that too, because for years, people have been talking about me in the negative, and I could not make out what they were saying. And then one broadcast in the wee hours of the morning, I was listening to them while they were sober, and I honestly understood what their problem or issue with me was, all because they were sober. Makes me look at things so much differently. But everyone's not going to be understanding. And that's just the place that we find ourselves in. The reason why I find myself to be more understanding of this negativity is because I'm hoping for the best. And I use that word hoping, not praying. I'm hoping for the best for many of you. Because I just look at y'all and I know y'all in y'all worst moments ever. For those of you living the rich life, continue. Those of you living the good life, continue. I'm going to remain the way I am, and I'm going to continue to live my best life. Be impeccable with my word. Don't assume things, and not to take this stuff so personal. Become a good listener. Today's broadcast was brought to you by the M and the O. Mo.